Hello Libra, and welcome to your reading. This will be for Libra Sun, Moon, or Rising. If you guys are dealing with the Libra and you're watching, then cross watcher, this message might make more sense to you. Also, these are timeless readings. Let's jump in. Your cards are jumping out. Page of Swords, the Judgment, Two of Pentacles. Okay, oh, there's another person's energy written all over your reading and very much entangled. This is heavy entanglement, meaning could be somebody that's blood related, can be a partner, a spouse, something like this. But there's a dark shadow. God, I don't like to word it like this, but this is what I'm picking up with. Like there's a, oh, wow. Oh my God. I was like, why am I feeling a dark shadow over them? And maybe they've cast it over you. I don't know. I don't know. It's just so entangled that if it was over them, it came on you. Could be vice versa. But I was like, why am I feeling this? I swear to God, like, check this out. I know they're not shadows, but like, look at the people here. It's almost like the dark energy. That's, oh, it's so funny. Yeah. A little bit of trickery and like sorcery in this energy. Meaning, I don't know. They don't have to like be consciously doing anything to you. However, what it means is sometimes people don't know their power and they are still able to make it manifest, right? Like, oh, I didn't know it was that. I was doing that. I just had a thought and it happened, right? And you have to be careful with your thoughts because somebody might have a thought and they're like, oh, I wish you dead, or I wish bad things upon you. And it's just like they pissed me off. And so next thing you know, that person has that bad thought about that individual and it could be you. But then all of a sudden something bad happens, right? And you're like, oh, that's so funny. Like I thought about that as a thought and I didn't mean it, right? And then here it actually happens. So is that you with that power, or is it the person that you're with? Or it could be what's being done to you because, oh God, I was like sorcery magic with that. But look at this one, right? And it's like, God, the power, sure, maybe it lies in the eyes. But this person you're entangled with, I can't tell. You guys are so entangled, like an entanglement like that deep. It's really hard to tell the difference between who's who, like light and dark. I'm like, what's happening? You guys are pretty much mirroring the same energy, even though it's light and dark. So somebody's doing something, they may not even be consciously aware of it. So it's like, and if that's you, just watch your thoughts, because you may have had these situations where you think something and it happens, and good or bad, and you're like, oh, that's crazy, I just thought that, like, oh, did I do that? But I also really felt like it was being done to you. So I don't know, there's probably a cross watcher watching, but like take that as it resonates, which side you're on. Sagittarius, there's a difficulty letting go. God, there was a difficulty letting go with the Judgment. Like, I don't want to like let go. And then here goes the Fool. Like, it's time to move on. But there's the difficulty here. Maybe even a stubborn energy here with the Emperor. Of not budging. This is like a, to be very honest, whatever's going on with you and this individual, it's a difficult, I don't know where that, it's a difficult, what word am I thinking? It's difficult to, man, there's a word on the tip of my tongue and I'm like, I can't even think of a synonym to explain it. It's how can I explain it? God, there's a feeling inside of me. Sometimes it's very difficult to explain what happens and I'm like, oh, this feeling. It's almost like you have to be very strategic about this, because it's like walking on eggshells. I don't know if that's quite it. It's delicate matter, and it has to be handled very carefully. Maybe even with kid gloves. I don't know if that's for you or them, but God, maybe somebody could be dancing on the truth either. But it's like, God, it's not mapping out. What is that? Oh, it's driving me nuts because I can't think of it. It's a difficult situation to like, you really have to tread lightly. Like, be careful. Like, you're like, oh, I have to go into the situation. Very delicate approach. Because if I say the wrong thing, it could backfire. They could get pissed off or something. That it's really, you're going to have to be, like, methodical, like, how you approach this person. God, wish I could explain that better. I'm hoping that makes sense, though. Eight of Cups, the Temperance. A very slow moving energy, and so I wouldn't expect, like, it's not one of those energies like you come in and you have a direct conversation, very blunt, and expect change. That's why it's like kid glove. It's like, I gotta baby you a little bit because this is delicate matter and I have to handle it with care, because I can't just get out, I can't just break through, I can't just have it end. But there's an ending happening. 10 of Wands and 8 of Cups. but it has to be, it's a very slow, patient energy that's like methodically planned out. Three of Swords, it's been going on for some time. There's a lot of heartbreak, but I also think with that heartbreak, there's a lot of history. And so I'm like, God, is this your husband, wife, mother, father? Like there's some kind of like long-standing energy where it's like so entangled. Like you guys have probably known each other a very long time, maybe even your whole lives, but something's going on. It's like a difficult situation to manage, right? And you guys are trying to manage it, but what happens when you're trying to manage it is just you're coping, and you're coping, and you're coping, and you're coping, but you're not living, and then you're not thriving. So what happens when you cope? It's like, oh, I got a cut, let me put a Band-Aid on it, right? But you're not really addressing the wound or healing it or dealing with it, and you pull the Band-Aid off and it's just bleeding everywhere, right? So, oh, put another Band-Aid on it, right? Oh, and then it's like, it's still bleeding, like, what's happening? Because you needed to care for the wound. So it's a little bit of like, God, yeah, you might even feel like you're walking on eggshells around another person. However, let's get a couple more cards, because this truth can only be masked for so long. Somebody's gonna have to give in, cave, and be honest. Whoever this like high priestess sorcerer energy is, that probably doesn't even know their power, but a little bit of the darker energy, I don't think they're budging. I don't think they're gonna change their mind on something, and I don't think you're gonna be able to get to change their mind. There's the Eight of Wands. Wow, we have Eight of Cups and Eight of Wands. I like the 2 8s. Luck is on your side whether you realize it or not. And I do not like using the word luck, but that's what I'm hearing. So you just need to have a little bit of faith. And just have a little faith a little bit longer. Because it's not an overnight success here. But there is a gentle nudge of love that's trying to get you to maybe see the person from another perspective, or maybe they need to put themselves into your shoes. I don't know who's who, but there's something about, I don't know, but the Fool's got a compassionate heart here when he's trying to move on. So maybe that's a reminder for you that wherever you're going on this journey, right, to have the compassionate heart. Maybe see what they've gone through, try to look things through their eyes. It's what you, maybe they need to hear that. I cannot tell. God, there's the High Priestess. Didn't I just say something about the High Priestess? That's so interesting. What did I say? I you know, to be honest, like 90% of when I channel, I never remember. I swear I just said something about the High Priestess too. That's so funny. Okay, fine, I'll take all these cards too. They're all just like falling out. Queen of Swords. A lot of people are getting that. This is like a grandmother energy. It doesn't have to be an actual grandmother, but sometimes like, I told you so. God, I don't know where that came from. And it's like the worst, like, did you delete that part of my video? I don't even know what frog voice came out there. It's like, that's not even how a grandmother talks. I'm not even going to try to make a grandmother talk. I probably could, but not after that embarrassment of trying to say, Cosmo. Oh my God, I wish you guys could see this. My cat is chasing squirrels all the time and he never gets them. He was so close, he like pounced on it. I was like, oh my God, my cat is gonna get a squirrel. And then the squirrel went to the shed and it climbed up the wall, and Cosmo started climbing the wall. I'm like, God, he's gonna get close. He's been doing this all summer. Sorry, I digress, but I was like, oh my God, I thought he finally caught the squirrel. I was gonna have to go get up and save the squirrel. Back to the reading, what was I saying? I totally lost my train of thought here. Oh, Queen of Cups. Oh, yeah, the grandmother. Some weird voice came out of me. I don't even know what that was. Definitely not an accent. Definitely, I don't even, we're just going to fly right past that, right? Libra. Sometimes, like, with age comes wisdom, and sometimes grandmas do know best, right? And so that's what I was trying to say. Like, I told you so. Like, listen to me. Like, I was right all along. It's one of those, be careful there's not a shame with it, though. That it's not like, shame on you, is what I mean. However, there is an ancient, wise energy here with a lesson. And so grandma might be coming in because grandma knows best. Maybe mother knows best, but especially if your mom's in a grandmother age, it doesn't have to be an actual grandma. It could be your mother, because sometimes, you know, grandma does know best or mother knows best. But anyways, there's a lesson here with this. Somebody's trying to show you, but I think the way that they're teaching it, it's not coming off correctly. And I think you learn it on your own, but then in comes like granny mom or whatever it is, that like kind of like, I told you, like, shame on you, you should have listened to me sooner. Whatever, okay? I don't know. It's just a little side note I was getting. But we also have the King of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the meditation. A lot of people are getting this meditation card. I really like that. There's a very slow moving energy here too. It's so funny. It was going on in whose reading was that? It doesn't matter. That's probably slow because you have to handle it with kid gloves. Not one of those like, listen up, let's face facts, reality check, because it's not that. That's probably why the Six of Wands was like very slow, like 1 foot at a time, like very slow, and that's fine. Let me get a final outcome card. Ooh, another card flipped and I didn't even see it. What is this one? Page of Pentacles. That's a little mysterious. Whoa! But it totally piques my curiosity. There's something unknown for you to dive in here to. There might be an answer there for you. There's something about wanting to know something that's unknown. Maybe Grandma's got the answer. Could have to do with family history. However, it's very mysterious. What are these last cards? Ace of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Justice, Ten of Swords. That's what I was waiting for, Justice. Okay, the Page of Pentacles. You can walk the path that is not everybody's on in this situation, right? And maybe everybody else, like they're, ooh, you know what it could be? Everybody else is like handling this person with kid gloves and maybe enabling and maybe codependent, and you're gonna walk a different path being like, that's not for me. I don't know, but there's something about you don't have to conform and you can walk a separate path, right? And it's probably around that individual with that darker energy, because maybe everybody else babies them. That even could be their mother. Maybe that mother is very smothering. So maybe she's the one who handles with the kid gloves, and maybe you're just like, no, I'm not gonna deal with that. I don't know. That's just what's coming in. But the Ace of Cups over here, the outcome, here's what I want to say. That's very interesting because you'll get your turn to be heard. Like the Justice is leaning in your favor, but it's leaning, like the scales are teeter-tottering and it's like back and forth. And like, when do you win? When do they tip in your favor? Well, the karmic wheel is spinning around. It's going to come to you in a good way where you can deliver some just karma, but it almost has to do with your throat chakra, meaning something you have to speak on, because you will get to be heard here. So I'm going to leave that there. I think you also don't need to worry about what anybody else is doing. That's why I also think like you're walking this separate path. You need to just do what's best for you. I don't care what mom says or grandma says or they do or this, that, or the other. I think that's for you. You just, maybe you know how to handle this individual, but I also really think that however you've been handling this individual only works for so long, and it might need a different approach. And that's where things might change, or at least shift. I don't want to say change. They might shift in your favor, and that has to do with that justice scale balancing, where then you get to be heard. It doesn't matter what they all want and are saying and all their input, but man, Libra. Oh God, you had your card too here with the Justice. I really like that. Somebody may be nurturing this person too much, where it's enabling. And that's the kid gloves, and maybe you're just fed up, or maybe that's the approach you need. Listen, you guys are so entangled, it's so hard to tell the difference, but I think the change in behavioral pattern for you on how you approach this individual, it's really what's needed. So if you're very tough love and blunt and direct to the point, then I think that's where the kid gloves come in. And I think if you were more kid gloves and like gentle whatever, it might be the exact opposite, and it also feels exactly what everybody else is doing, do the opposite. And that's how you get heard, because they're all like maybe smothering and it's not actually helping. Sometimes helping is actually hurting, at least that individual. So Libra, there's a lot going on between you and this other person. Libra, I think this is a good place to wrap up your reading. So if you got anything out of this video, do me a favor and the thumbs up button this way. I know you got something that resonated. If you guys haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's a bell too. I want you to hit the bell and turn on all notifications. Why? Because I don't want you guys to miss out on any upcoming messages. That next message just might be the message that you need to hear today. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, be blessed.